may be seated. First of all, as you may have noticed, the air conditioning is not working. Please take care of yourselves today. If you begin to feel faint, the air conditioning is working in the school. Go down there, ask for a chair, bring a chair from the activity room, sit in the hall if you want to still hear the service, and get cool. Don't hurt yourselves for the sake of staying in the church. It's too warm. So, today we hear in the epistle reading, St. Paul reminds us that however important everything that we do as Christians is, the core, the foundation, the central point is love. And he says this to the church that he writes to specifically because they are debating who is the most important person in the church. Someone wants to say, well, the teacher is most important. Sunday school teachers, you can raise your hands. Some want to say, no, it's the preacher who's most important. And if the preacher is different from the one who presides, then they too could come into conflict. We see the same thing in the modern day between ourselves. We can compete over what part of Greece is better. We see competition and conflict between organizations. The Goya, the Hope, the Joy, the Philoptochos, the Ahepa, the men, the women. All of us, we tend to clash. We tend to compete. We tend to think our priorities, our projects, our efforts, our people are the most important. And Christ, through the Apostle Paul, calls us to a better way. He says, whatever you strive to do, whether you strive to fast, or to sing, or to study, or to preach, or to minister, or to care for those who are in the hospitals, whatever you do, if you do it not out of love, it is nothing. As Christian people, this is not to say all we have to do is love everybody. Or rather it is, but love is harder than we think. We all know what it is to receive love. We like that. If we say everybody's job as Christian people is to love me, this is something we can all get behind. We like that idea because it says, I am the most important person. This is the problem. We want to be the most important person, and Paul calls us not to be loved, but to learn to love ourselves. So this then becomes a test that we can apply to ourselves. Everything we do within the church, to ask ourselves, why? Why do we come and serve in the altar? Why do we stand in the narthex? Why do we sit in the pew that we sit in? Why do we sing? Why do we cook? Why do we organize? Why do we answer phones? Why do we ask for donations? Everything that we do in the church, we must ask ourselves, is the core reason in my heart a determination to follow Christ and grow in the love of my brother and my sister within the church? This is what we are called to do. So may we learn to follow in the love of the Lord. Please stand. We will continue the liturgy.